Today on Dr. Fizzlebaum, Billy the Welder.
Hi guys! What the hell kind of title is that, Mr. Camera Guy? I thought you were supposed to know this stuff.
I don't know.
Okay, well anyway, we are here with Puff the Welder. And what are you here for?
No sir, my name is not Puff the Welder, it is Billy the Welder.
Oh, are you a goat?
No,
I know
sir,
some trolls.
I'm not a goat, but
Okay.
I have a problem.
What's your problem? I'm here to help.
You see, I don't know whether to be a welder or a clown. That's
Oh,
why I painted my mask up to look like a clown.
okay. Could you be both?
Oh, that's another show.
Oh, that's another show. Oh yeah. What kind of show? Hey, do you get a lot of shiny for that show?
Oh, I guess you could get a lot of shiny for that show, but that sounds like, stuff like porn and all the other stuff like that. I don't do that.
What are you talking about? I don't even want to know. So you don't want to know if you want to make people happy or melt metal?
What? You see, I like to melt metal a lot. Your shiny metal, I like to melt that as well.
Why you melt shiny metal?
Because it makes pretty colors. And just like I like to make balloon animals that make pretty colors. And,
Hey, you shut up! This is a very serious show here. I saw Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz, and they say make money that way.
I don't know what to do. My life is so confusing.
Oh, really? I got an idea. You take a coin and you flip it, and whichever way it goes, there's your answer. Or you bang your head on a rock. That works too.
What, are you stupid? I thought you were an actual doctor.
I am an actual doctor. I'm Dr. Fizzlebaum, Goblin Science. No? You don't... Goblins have best science.
I think I would have been better off going to Thunder Mist. At least there the doctors will chop you up.
No, Thunderbird usually eats people like you.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? No, Thunderbird. You go to Thunderbird, he eats you. Yeah.
I think you've been sniffing the welding fumes more than I have.
What? No. I eat shrooms. They make me magical, delicious.
I'd eat shrooms too, but they have a drug test every other week. So
Oh,
I'd be in a
okay.
lot of trouble there.
Yeah. What? Quiet, cameraman. This is very serious stuff. I'm gonna be up there with Maury. Are you the father?
Yes, I'm the father of like 3 kids.
Oh, okay.
What are we getting at?
Oh.
That's not solving my
I thought
problem.
we had a DNA test there. Oh, okay. See, the thing is saying that you're lying about doing that thing.
What are you talking about?
What? You don't know? Oh, gee, I don't know. This is what I'm supposed to get my... Alright, everybody gets a free car. Everybody gets a free car.
You guys that don't have a license get a free car?
Yep. Even they get a free car.
That's
Yeah.
a loss.
How am I doing as a good host?
You're not doing very well at all because I still don't know whether to be a clown or a freaking welder.
I think you need to be both.
I told you I can't do that.
Okay. Well, okay, let's see. Welders get more respect than clowns do. Think of it that way. When people say you're clowning around, they actually scared of you. So when you be a welder, that'd be good too, right?
Yeah. So I'll become a welder.
Yeah, see? Alright, that'll be 350 shinies.
No.
What? Wait! You're supposed to bet? Come back next time when Dr. Fizzlebaum will help somebody else with Goblin Science. And here you go. Give me the shinies. Okay, bye.
Welcome to the Clowns of the Square Table, and boy do I have a special guest with us today. Justin from Sprooch, one of my favorite YouTube stations up there. I live vicariously for you. I think I was telling you that with some of the figures that you pick up. It's really cool, some of the stuff that you find, and sometimes I get very jealous of some of the stuff you find. But you work very hard, right?
I do. I go out 2 to 3 times, maybe 4 times a week to hunt for toys, video games, anything that really tickles my fancy. I'm mainly, originally a vintage guy. Some of the new modern stuff has got me sucked in. So I go out like Targets and Walmarts, and when the shelves aren't bare, I try to find what I can find. I hate pre-ordering stuff because I like to hunt for it. I like to find it out in the wild. But that's why I like vintage stuff, because you can't walk into Walmart and get vintage stuff. You have to go to the flea markets and yard sales and auctions and thrift stores, and you know that's what I like to do.
It's the hunt. It's the hunt of the.
It is
fun.
it's the thrill of the hunt. I think is what drives it more than actually owning the piece of the item. You know, because a lot of times I'll pick something up and I don't have anywhere to put it, so it gets put in a box. And I hate doing that. And I've actually started selling some stuff off because it's, if I can't look at it, what's the point in having it?
Right. You want to put up your masterpieces and be able to sit there and check it out. Like for me, my masterpieces are on the metal shelves there used to be, and then I move them around, and then I don't know where my masterpieces are. But I like to sit there and chill with my games and look at the masterpieces that I have acquired. I'm not as lucky as you sometimes, but I do like to hunt as well. But I do as well pre-order stuff that I really want. If someone was to say, like, because like I said, you have your YouTube station. What is your YouTube station called, and how would someone go by finding it?
So I go by Sprooch. Jesus, I'm just putting everything in it. Sprooch Retro Hunting. So you can just search. Basically, if you search Sprooch on YouTube, it's gonna pop up. There's, as far as I know, nobody else named Sprooch. I actually, just a little history on it. Got that nickname from when I worked at FedEx for almost 14 years, and they sucked the life out of me. It was just kind of a nickname a buddy of mine made up, and kind of, if you think Sprooch, Shrek type deal. So that's kind of where we go with that. So I guess I'm like an ogre. Sure, that's fine. But aside from that, I also have an Instagram where I show everything off I get. A lot of times, long before you ever see it on video. Sometimes it never makes it to video because it just kind of never comes together. If you go on Instagram, it's Sprooch_GH. So if you want to check me out there, you get to see all the cool stuff that I find. I love showing off what I get, and sometimes some of it's for sale, sometimes I'll trade, and sometimes it just goes into basically the never land of my collection, and things you've never seen again.
Don't blame me on that. What if you had to pick 5? I'll give you 5 because you probably have many more. What are your top 5 toys to collect? And what is your all-time favorite?
Like, are we talking toy lines, or are we talking individual, actual, like?
Let's do toy lines.
Okay.
If we do individual, we could be here.
Yeah, I could never probably think of individual. So my personal top 5 toy lines. I gotta go with G.I. Joe, the original vintage 82 to 94. I'm actually only 35 figures away from the entire run. And then, in no particular order, I'm a huge Voltron fan. I love Voltron. Just something about, the lines all coming together and everything. Let's see. 3, I'll have to go with Visionaries. It's a very small line. It only lasted one run, really. There's 12 total figures. 4 of them came with vehicles, but they have the holograms on their chests. They have the holograms on the staff. It screams 80s. It just screams 80s toy line. So those of us that are old, like me, let's see, what is that, 3?
Yeah.
It's kind of a broad line. It's not really an individual line, but Godzilla. I just love the monsters. I grew up watching the old Godzilla movies when I was a kid. My dad used to rent them from the video store, and we'd basically get a new Godzilla movie every Saturday and watch these terrible movies dubbed. But they were so much fun. I can't wait to introduce them to my son. So that's 4. So 5, I'll have to go with Battle Beasts. I've pretty much completed that line. Again, they have the little holograms on their chest. It just, they only had 2 points of articulation. Their arms moved. That was it. They came with a weapon. They're loosely connected to Transformers. So if you go back into that line, that's where they originally come from. But those would be my top 5 toy lines. But like you said, I could probably go on and do more. But those are the top 5 that I collect, and I really shouldn't because I have too much stuff.
I don't blame you. Like one of the things that I fell into the rabbit hole for was actually collecting the newer G.I. Joes, because I can't afford to grab the older ones. They've gotten to the price where they're really out of my reach.
Yeah, I actually just paid the most I've paid for an individual figure, which was $250. It's one of the mail-away figures. He's super hard to find. My buddy actually just got him a couple weeks ago at Joe Lanta for me, so he got a discount on it. But I figure the way that a lot of the mail-away figures are going, I'd probably grab them complete rather than trying to piece it together at another point. So
Nurse Misery would kill me. I spent $250 on a figure. She gets mad when I spend $25 on a figure. So I would be dead.
it all comes around though, because basically my collection and my reselling is all self-sustained. I don't use, I should say, I rarely ever use real life money for anything. Basically what I do is I'll go out, I'll find stuff that I'm going to keep, and I find stuff I'm going to flip to make money to make everything else free or extremely low cost. I'd say that at this point, I've been doing this for about 5 years. I'd have to say that most of my collection has cost me nothing, very minimal.
That's cool.
That's how you're going to do it. I know some people hate flippers, resellers, whatever you want to call us, but you know what? It's part of the hobby, and I only got into it because I wanted to not spend my hard-earned money on that and bills and whatever. But I'm lucky enough now to work for myself. I do resell full-time, but I'm also a full-time dad, so that's really my full-time job.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously my third job is doing YouTube, because this takes up a lot of time, whether people realize or not. The editing of the videos, the recording, finding time to do even like a 10 to 15 minute set can be rough sometimes. So anybody that does it, I feel for you, and I know what you're going through. So I know right now what we're doing seems easy, and it is, but then you got to think of the aftermath of somebody's going to sit, they got to edit it, they got to make sure the sound's good, there's a million things you got to go through with it. But
yeah, I just got my own computer and started editing stuff, and it is a pain in the beans to do so. So I agree with that, but I still run a full-time hobby outside of the insane asylum. So I get where you're coming from with that. Now, I'm a big fan of your show. You guys got a lot of viewers, or you do. You have a lot of viewers up there. Hopefully, the viewers of Pop, and which is the group we under, or the Chuckles Square Table, will jump on and check your stuff out. You guys do that out there, because it's really fun to watch you going shopping into some of this stuff. Give me one, because you hit a lot of flea markets around here. There's got to be a favorite one.
honestly, it's got to be the Seekonk Speedway Flea Market. When I first started doing this, I used to literally go at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'd find stuff. Obviously, it's very different from 5 years ago even to now. But me and my buddy Grant, we get up. I'm picking him up at 5:30 in the morning now. We get there for probably a little after 6, and then we wait in line until 7 when they open the gates. And it's kind of a free-for-all, but not really. Some people sprint and run and look for things. I don't do that, because those sprinters, they always run by stuff. It's very, 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 very rare that I don't find something worth picking up. Yeah, a lot of people nowadays, you're not going to find that $200 game sitting on a table for $2, because you have the other resellers on the inside are going through picking stuff. But you know, it's part of the game. People always miss stuff. They always leave things behind. I've had stacks of video games in my hand and put it back down, and my buddy Grant picks it up and he's like, "How'd you miss this?" And I'm like, sometimes you gloss over stuff. One that he always loves to rub in my face was, we went to this place we used to call the bookstore. The place lasted maybe 3 months. It was the weirdest thing. It was in Boxborough. I found it by accident on Facebook, and it was basically these guys that somehow did pallet resales. They'd buy the pallets and they'd put everything out for like $5 a piece, no matter what it was. It was like CDs by the tonnage. They had video games, movies, just random shit. And okay, that's right. Sorry.
That's all right. We'll bleep it out.
Sorry, my bad. But basically, I found it, and I got there the day they opened, first time, and not knowing what to expect. I walked in, and there was just literally aisles full of video games. Now it's $5 a piece for any game there, and if you bought 6, you basically got one free, so they turned to like $4 a piece. Awesome deal. So I mean, I was coming out of there with $100 GameCube games for $5. Long box PS1 games, all sorts of stuff like that. So I told Grant about it. He used to work Saturdays, and then he finally had a Saturday off and went with me. They changed video games to another room. We walked in. I got like Mario Kart 64 for $5, and looked over the Genesis games. I don't know why. Looking over the Genesis games, and I'm like, oh look, Dracula. I'm like, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, totally right next to it. Didn't even see it. Was Castlevania Bloodlines. And he walks up and he's like, oh, how about this? And I'm like, you.
Yeah.
So he likes to rub that one in my face, but he ended up giving part of it to me for Christmas last year when he was selling out some of his collection. So that was cool.
Yeah. So we've gone under the toys. We're going to go down and take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about one of my favorite hobbies with you as well, and that's video games.
Yes, sir.
I wanna set the universe on fire, feel it burn tonight. Set the universe on fire, there's no end in sight. Bring me to the holy raging